When you arrive at a cold aircraft, it's important that the flight controls are set to reflect the flight surface's position. The speed brake lever must be in the retracted RET position. If it's not, and hydraulic power is supplied, ground staff may be injured as the spoilers move. Set the lever to the retracted position. This is the speed brake lever. Select it now. The slats and flaps handle, for the same reason, should reflect the surface's positions. During the external ground inspection, you noticed the slats and flaps were extended to 30-40, which is confirmed on the slats flaps position indicator, SFPI. Lever to this position. In the cockpit preparation phase, with electrical power available, the pitch trim and yaw damper levers can be magnetically latched to activate the systems. Latch all 4 of these systems now. It's normal procedure to set all the levers on. If a failure occurs in one system, the other automatically takes over. When you've started the engines and hydraulic power is available, the slats and flaps may be set for takeoff. Move the slats flaps lever to the 15-15 position and monitor the SFPI. If your takeoff has to be aborted, it's important that the aircraft is stopped as quickly and safely as possible. The ground spoilers are armed for this reason. Arm the ground spoilers by lifting the speed brake lever. For takeoff, it's important that the aircraft does not roll or yaw to avoid accidental ground contact. The aileron and rudder trim values are therefore set to 0 to prevent any roll or yaw movements. To ease your workload on takeoff, the pitch trim is set within the normal takeoff range according to the load and trim sheet. During taxi, you can check the full travel and feel of the elevators, ailerons and spoilers by monitoring the ECAM flight control page. Press the flight control push button on the ECAM control panel. With the control wheel steering mode of the autoflight system on, the full travel range will not be available. Select the CWS mode box to set it to off. Push or pull the control column and monitor the elevator scale on the ECAM display. Select the forward icon to continue. These are the control column controls. Select one now. While checking the ailerons and spoilers, the rudder will move due to yaw damper inputs, but no feedback will be provided on the rudder pedals. It's important that all pointers return to their 0 positions except the ailerons where droop position is indicated. Select the left or right arrows to move the column. Your next step is to check the full travel range and feel of the rudder whilst monitoring the ECAM display. Move the rudder pedals and monitor the rudder scale on the ECAM display. A hydraulic system low pressure may occur if you perform the test on more than one axis at a time. Prior to takeoff, you press the Takeoff Configuration Test push button to ensure that the aircraft is ready for takeoff. Press the push button to start the test. If the test is successful, the ECAM displays the normal configuration for takeoff message. During takeoff roll, you maintain the runway's centerline axis by using the rudder pedals. Once airborne, you disarm the ground spoilers and retract the slats and flaps. The retraction sequence is dependent on aircraft speed and weight and can be monitored on the PFD. Refer to the ATA Chapter 31, Flight Instruments. Disarm the ground spoilers. When the flap's retraction speed is reached, set the slats flaps lever to 15.0. Check the SFPI to see that the flaps have been retracted. With the flaps retracted and the slats retraction speed reached, the slats flaps lever may be set to 00. Move the lever to retract the slats. With the ground spoilers disarmed and the slats and flaps retracted, you're free to accelerate. Time has passed and the flight is coming to an end. In the approach phase, monitor the airspeed on the PFD. When the airspeed is below VFE, order the slats to 15.0. Move the slats flaps lever to 15.0. When cleared for final approach, the crew will further reduce speed and monitor it on the PFD. When it's below the VFE, order the flaps to 15.15. Move the slats flaps lever to 15.15. Again, with the speed below the VFE, order the flaps to 20.20. Move the slats flaps lever to 20.20. During the landing gear extension, arm the ground spoilers by lifting the speed brake lever. Do this now. When the landing gear is down and locked, you may order the flaps to 30.40. Extend the flaps to 30.40. With all the preparation complete, you may land the aircraft. On landing, check the spoilers extension on the wheel page, as the ground spoilers were pre-selected during the approach. Select the forward arrow to continue and monitor the ECAM display. As with the takeoff phase, you maintain the runway centerline axis using the rudder pedals. When you've landed the aircraft and vacated the runway, you may disarm the ground spoilers. Do this now. The pitch trim may be reset to the normal takeoff range. Move the rocking lever to do this. This is the rocking lever. Select it now. Finally, you may retract the slats and flaps. To prevent jamming on bumpy taxiways, you should retract the surfaces one step at a time. Here, we'll do it for you. The slats and flaps are now retracted. In icy conditions, you should not retract the slats and flaps until after engine shutdown, when the ground crew have confirmed that they're clear of obstructing ice.